As a peerless sword immortal, I never draw my sword. Instead, he was carrying a Luo Wen stick, grinding it day and night, all because 30,000 years ago, just as I was about to comprehend the laws of the heavenly Tao, this Luo Wen had just broken through the unmet barrier, carrying a gravity acceleration that does not belong to this world. He smashed me right away, poisoning and coma. When he opened his eyes again, I didn't see the gate to the immortal realm. I only saw a girl wearing a strange short-sleeved shirt. Big brother, you're finally awake. This is the only canteen left at the construction site. If it's tasteless, just have a drink. Don't go to the labor bureau to sue us for falling objects from a height. Okay. Later, he mysteriously disappeared. That bowl of tasteless black-bone chicken soup. It has become my long and lasting years, the only real point of trouble. I spent 30,000 years polishing this Luo Wen gang. It wasn't to slay demons or eliminate evil. Instead, it was to break through this ruthless barrier of the heavenly Tao. Find that woman. Then he demanded compensation for the falling object from a height. 30,000 years. Today, the last touch of red sleeve on Luo Wengang. Erased by my advice. It looks like it now. Just like an ordinary stick. Slightly brighter building rebar. But it is heavy. So heavy that I picked it up. The building's floor. It sank 3 inches in total, breaking the wind. Seeking the sword immortal to draw his sword. I swung Luo Wengang, facing the void of the vast sky. It smashed down like a piece of glass. Crack, the barrier of the heavenly Tao was shattered, revealing a pitch-black space-time hole. Under the stunned gaze of over 10,000 cultivators, I didn't foresee it. There was no sense of pinching. Just like that, holding the rebar, he stepped inside. The demon dragon behind him let out a deafening roar. It seemed he wanted to break out while the heavenly Tao was broken. I swung the rebar with my backhand. A faint shadow swept past. The head of the 10,000-foot demon dragon reached half the sky. It was directly flattened, reduced to ashes and smoke. Bitter. I walk into the void. The cultivation world fell into a deathly silence. He was locked behind the door, passing through the barrier. 99% of my spiritual power was drained by the laws of time and space. The Taoist robe was torn to tatters. But I don't care. As long as the divine stone remains, I can find it. I ended up in a muddy alley. A torrential rain was pouring down from the sky. Drip-drop droplets hit the rusty air conditioner exterior. This is Earth. It was also the place where Lin Qinghan's previous generation disappeared. 30,000 years in the cultivation world. Only 3 years have passed here. My divine stone instantly dodged. Then I stopped. His gaze turned cold in an instant. Found it, but things aren't going well. Lin Qinghan, you damn turtle old man. Our boss ran off with 20 million. The woman repays the debt. Is the natural order and righteousness of Earth. Put down the knife. Go work at our company obediently. If you can't pay it off in 1 year, then 10 years. 10 years and not enough. You'll only work for our company for the rest of your life. I said so. I didn't take your money. I don't even have money for food. Stop her. You. Just now, I said. She didn't go anywhere. Where did you come from, you little devil? 20 million, right? I paid it for him. Isn't that enough? Enough. Grandpa, spare me. Fire immortal, spare me. Enough, enough. You are. 3 years ago, at the construction site, rebar dropped from the 4th floor. The one who hit the head. Extras, forgive. You were given 3 years. Back then, you gave me a bowl to drink. Black-bone chicken soup without salt. Then the person disappeared. This thing hit me. Objects fell from high above, including my 3 years. Seek compensation for emotional distress, labor expenses. Lin Qinghan, I'm here to collect the debt from you. How do you plan to compensate me? I have no money. I am now. I can't even afford a bowl of black-bone chicken soup. It's okay. I can't afford black-bone chicken soup. Then pay me for it yourself. The rest of my life is long. You can pay it back slowly, ultimately. It is an immortal, still aliens. I am a cultivator, the kind of sword training. How long did it take to cultivate? 30,000 years. I do not believe it. He understood. I just think. 30,000 years. How lonely would that be? My hand paused slightly. 30,000 years, 109,500 days and nights. I thought I had forgotten loneliness. What does it feel like? Until he casually uttered those two words. The water in the pot is boiling, bubbling with bubbles. I turned around. Sprinkle a small spoonful of salt into the pot. I used to feel quite lonely. Not now. Hey. It's salty. The moment her fingers touched his hair, my eyes suddenly turned cold. I sensed the aura of death. The earth has no spiritual energy. The living beings here, their lifespan is only a short 100 years. Meanwhile, Lin Qinghan had been exhausted over the past 3 years. The essence of life has been exhausted. According to mortal fate instructions, she won't live past 30. At 30, I was executed once by official. The world has already crossed several vast seas. 30 years doesn't even count as a moment to me. I waited 30,000 years. She would never allow her to stay with me for decades. Qinghan withdrew his hand, walked to the window and looked at the sky. The originally pitch-black night sky. At some point, purple thunderclouds began to roll up. This is not a thunderstorm on Earth. It is the heavenly Tao thunder tribulation of the cultivation world. Do you want to live a little longer? How long? Until the Milky Way fades away, the universe returns to chaos. They're about to arrive. You will accompany me through the next 30,000 years. Outside the window, the purple heavenly thunder thundered down, heading straight for this crumbling rental building. I didn't draw my sword. I simply lifted Luo Wengang in my hand. He casually waved it at the heavenly thunder. Boom! A heavenly Tao thunder cut capable of destroying an entire city. A second-tier Luo Wengang used for building with a single rod. Just like playing baseball, it shattered in midair. Come with me. Where to go? Go to a place where even the king of hell wouldn't dare to accept you. I held Lin Qinghan tightly. It passed through the dimensional barrier. Surrounded by raging temporal turbulence, every steel breeze is enough to refine a masterpiece, mix into a meat paste. But I keep it close to my chest. Not a single wind can toss its hair. Thud. We landed. Cultivation world, southern wilderness, sunset plain. The dense spiritual energy in the air rushed over him. Lin Qinghan's originally pale face, nourished by spiritual energy. Instantly, she looked much more rosy. She looked curiously at the towering trees dozens of meters tall around her, and the flying beasts in the sky, tightly clutching the hem of my clothes. But I frowned. I will hand it over. Heaven sent forth a rare treasure. It must be the wish of our Qingyun sect. 1. A useless mortal with no spiritual power. No wonder this situation is toppled. Ordinary people. This spirit stone is enough to buy a mortal city. Hand over the woman behind you. Get lost. You just said. Want to buy my woman? Senior, spare me, I was blind. I don't know who the senior is. It's over. Did I cause you trouble? Remember Qinghan. In this world, only you cause trouble for others. No one can cause you trouble. Even the king himself wouldn't do it. I want to cultivate immortality. Why? You say you can live for a very, very long time. Why? If only I had always been immortal. Decades later, I died. I don't think about the moment of death, or can only hide behind you. For 30,000 years, countless fairies and saints flatter and seek revenge, all just to touch a trace of my hardship, but only her. I just want to walk with you through this. All right, nephew. The woman's body had no spiritual roots at all. His meridians were completely blocked by the shamanic turbid energy. Even for us cultivators, the path of cultivation is granted. Nothing deserves it. Get down. Don't dirty the spirit testing platform. Stop. Stop. My people, you all deserve to judge. It seemed to have no spiritual power at all, variable waste, and dares to come to Nanhuang City to kill wildly. Qin Han, there is a saying in the cultivation world, the great way is heartless, referring to heaven and earth. But today, let me teach you the second sentence. Heaven. If I don't give you a spiritual root, I will cut down this heavenly Tao. Jin Bai Sai will stay with you in one. The origin of the heavenly Tao, slashing the heavenly Tao, forcibly seizing the source. Even those few from Central State, even the old monsters of the Shadow Master can't do it. Now, who still thinks he's not worthy? I didn't mean to. Unable to control his strength. Take it slow. In this world, except for me, no one can hurt you. Even if you poke a hole in the sky. I can make up for it too. Why don't you fly? Just now, all those immortals in the city were flying in the sky. No mana. So where are we going now? Go back to my home. No spiritual power. We can only walk on foot. He was gone for half a month. Hungry, I casually use rebar. A 6th rank fire eagle was drawn from the sky. When hair grows, it is roasted with pure young true fire for him to eat. During these 2 weeks, he finally understood. What does it mean to be a top-tier freeloader in the cultivation world? Hungry, I kicked the nest of a 1,000-year-old ice reef. He took the core of the 10,000-year Xian ice fragment to use as water. I'm sleepy. I'll knock down all the high-level demon beasts within 100 miles. Let them form a circle. Give us a square wind. After half a month, he not only adapted to the cultivation of the divine transformation artifact, she even gained 3 pounds. But the world has already been turned upside down. Communication bytes in the cultivation world are everywhere. There is only one piece of news. The sword immortal has fallen. Half a month ago, I slashed the abyssal demon dragon with a single strike from outside the sword type. Then he stepped into the void rift. From the perspective of cultivators across the land, this is my way of saving all living beings. He perished together with the outer demon. Since the number 1 person in the world is dead, what about the sword species he left behind? He had accumulated a peerless immortal sword over 30,000 years. Supreme elixir, supreme technique. It becomes ownerless. People die for wealth. Birds use their feeding nets. The cultivation world is even more ruthless than literary swords. When I held Lin Qinghan's hand, finally, When they reached the foot of the Sword Seed Mountain in Central State, it was no longer the cold and clear place I remembered. Since the number one person in the world is dead, what about the sword species he left behind? He had accumulated a peerless immortal sword over 30,000 years, a supreme silver core supreme technique, and thus become a man without a master. People die for talent. You will be disappointed, fellow Taoists. Sword Immortal, for the sake of all living beings, fell into the void. But the old man's lineage cannot be severed. Today, our Tiangang sect is taking the lead, uniting the 10 great saint emperors, activate sword types together, inheriting the legacy of the Sword Immortal, slaying demons and eliminating evil. What about inheriting the legacy? To put it bluntly, they came to snatch my inheritance. It's as if they are saying you're dead. So do we still want to go in? Of course. Use my money to pay for your medical bills. Is the natural order and righteousness of Earth, right? A beggar from inside. Today, the 10 great sacred lands are here to pay respects to the Sword Immortal. Outsiders, get lost. Who is your sir? Why would you dare to cause trouble in the Sword Immortal's sanctuary? The original source of the previous path. This woman actually possessed such a divine artifact within her body. All the elders await the command. This person must be a spy for the abyssal demons. Take them down. He drew out the essence from the demon woman's body. Door. That's not how it opens. Who exactly are you? Who am I? Joyful. Welcome to my world. This is where you lived for 30,000 years. So quiet. It won't be quiet anymore. The man remained motionless. His body was covered in dust. Vitality gradually faded away. The body gradually becomes transparent. It seemed that in the next moment, he was about to merge with this cold and merciless heavenly Tao. That is the river realm that cultivators dream of. Once the river channel becomes a deity, no sorrow, no joy, heartless and desireless. Just as the man was about to become completely transparent, he suddenly lowered his head. He took out the Luo Wengang from his pocket, which had long since grown a red sleeve. Too bland. That bowl of soup was really too bland. Not even salt was added. He pulled out a blade of grass, began polishing on the rowan steel. Pink, prick, sparks flew everywhere. I want to go back. Tell him. The secret to stewing soup. With this almost stubborn phrase from the clay man, the man exuded an aloof divine aura. It collapsed instantly. Lin Qinghan stood in an illusion, watching the man day after day, year after year. They polished that steel bar. 10,000 years, 20,000 years, 30,000 years, 109,500 days and nights. He sealed away the invincible sword intent, in the clumsiest way, in endless loneliness, relying on that bowl of memories, black-bone chicken soup without even any seasoning, holding on tightly to keep herself from going crazy. That was his presence throughout the long years, the only coordinates anchored in the human world. Have you just broken through the incarnation stage? His meridians were moving backward. No idea. The obsession settled in the steel bars. What is there to be sorry for? I said so. I'm here to collect a debt. As long as you're still here, these 30,000 years, it doesn't count as white. What do you do? You just have some free time. He hadn't learned swordsmanship yet. Didn't you say you wouldn't draw your sword? You protected me with rebar for 3 years. Afterwards, I used this sword, watching over your back. I won't be a mortal hiding behind you anymore. I want to be your swordsman. For the next 3 months, it was the busiest day in the 30,000 years of the sword species. I grow vegetables in the yard. He practiced swordsmanship by the cliff. Within him was the origin of the heavenly Tao. His cultivation speed was faster than drinking water. Plus my 30,000 years of swordsmanship. Sister Li personally invited her. His combat power had reached an unbelievable level. I even actually built a makeup in Jianro. Every day, she made black-bone chicken soup for him to drink. This time, I spoke out. I thought life would just go on quietly, until this universe comes to an end. Until that day, I was chopping firewood. Suddenly, the sky darkened without warning. It is not that dark clouds block out the sun. Instead, the entire sky looked like a shattered mirror, peeled off with a clatter, revealing the pitch black twisted behind him. It exudes a disgusting abyss of the 4 seasons. What's going on? I understood. Heaven is retaliating against me. A few months ago, I wanted to rebuild Lin Qinghan's body, forcibly slicing through the heavenly Tao. He snatched a drop of the heavenly Tao essence. The heavenly Tao has broken rules and weakened. The heavenly way is taking revenge on me. A few months ago, I wanted to rebuild Lin Qinghan's body, forcibly slicing through the heavenly Tao. He snatched a drop of the heavenly Tao essence. The heavenly Tao has broken rules and weakened. And those ancient demon gods in the abyss who had been sleeping for 100,000 years, and seized the opportunity to enter, it directly tore through the barriers. A full-scale invasion. And that's not all. The laws of heaven even secretly coexist with the abyss. It firmly suppressed the revival of the spiritual energy in this world. This is aimed at me. You stay at home. The chicken soup was still on the fire. Keep an eye on it. Don't work hard, big. People, help me. You crossed the boundaries and were devoured by 1,000 paths of backlash. There was no trace of spiritual power left in his body. What can stop us? Obediently hand over that woman with the essence of 1,000 paths. We can keep your body intact. If it were during this peak of prosperity, they are gone. But now, I want to go in and see. I really dodged. No? Spiritual power. A few bottles of rich fetal flesh. How could you possibly unleash such power? Because my physical body. It has been tempered by this steel silver for 30,000 years. Yes. Heavenly Tao. He was pulling a deputy general. Mahu woke up. Kill him. You dare to send him to life and death. Who told you to come out? You saved me once on Earth. He saved me once at Ketiantai. In my illusion, you waited for me for 30,000 years, this time. Let me protect you. Me. Look. Lin Qinghan lay in a pool of blood, looking at her pale face and the words, "I don't owe you anymore." A certain string in my heart was completely broken. I glanced down at Luo Wengang in my hand. They have accompanied me for 30,000 years. After countless blows and slaughter, cracking and slashing, suddenly, a crack appeared on Luo Wengang's surface. Then came the second and third dishes. This ordinary rebar in construction finally couldn't withstand it. Emotions inside me were wildly awakening. Each piece shattered into a sky of iron powder. Without me, Luo Wengang is gone. Just die. The demon god's claws were close to Lin Qinghan's heart. Only 1 inch remained. I closed my eyes. He took a deep breath. Then, I pointed toward the direction of the sword seed. He slowly extended his right hand. The entire cultivation world. At this moment, the rotation stopped. I spoke softly. Rumble. Underground in the middle of the Zhou dynasty, a massive ley line that had been dormant for 30,000 years, instantly overwhelmed by a wave of terror, a power beyond words, forced tearing. Within the sword lineage, that one eye hung in the deepest part. It had been covered in dust for a full 30,000 years. No one in the world has ever seen it wrong. His true appearance was the life-bound immortal sword. It let out a roar that would make all ages submit. I am the peerless sword immortal. For these 30,000 years, I never draw my sword, not because I like using Luo Wengang, but because, in this world, this heavenly Tao, this universe, he simply couldn't bear the price of my sword drawing. Sword comes. These 2 words, I spoke very softly, but when it comes to the entire cultivation world, in the ears of all living beings, yet it was like the very first sound of the universe's beginning. Thunder sound. Boom. Underground in the middle of the Zhou dynasty, that top-tier spiritual vein stretching for 100,000 li, it dried up instantly. All the spiritual energy, he was struck by an overwhelmingly brutal force, instantly cleared the air, deep within the sword tomb. In that deadly sword pool, which even I usually don't want to approach, a glimmer of light appeared. It wasn't a dazzling divine light, but a touch of purity, extreme, black without any impurities. That sword, no sword guard, no sword shattered. You can't even tell the metal is made of it. It's like space is forcibly cut open, leaving behind an irreparable crack. This is my life-bound flying sword. His name was King Wei. 30,000 years ago, I sealed it underground, because its sword intent was too strong. If you don't seal it, it spontaneously breaks down every day. A dozen or so stars. Eat. At this moment, King Wei broke through the bronze gate of the sword seed, breaking through the air at a speed that surpassed the laws of time. At this moment, the abyssal demon god, the claws were only half an inch away from Lin Qinghan's heart. The demon god's eyes were filled with bloodthirsty fervor, while Lin Qinghan remained calm. He closed his eyes to the ground, and in that half-inch, time stood still in the physical sense. The wind stopped in midair, and falling rubble hovered before his eyes. The demon god's face was stiff like an ugly sculpture, but I remained completely unaffected. I stretched out my right hand, and King Wei vanished silently. The sound appeared in my palm, in my grasp. The moment he gripped the hilt, the spiritual power within my body that had been dried up, in an instant, the blade of the sword. Instead, it creates a terrifying true bond as vast as the ocean. 30,000 years of loneliness. 30,000 years of dead silence. 30,000 years of longing for the warmth of everyday life. At this moment, it has become something that can make this side, The universe returns to the fury of chaos. I took a step forward, shrinking the ground to an inch. He directly crossed the vast void. He appeared in front of Lin Qinghan. I didn't go to attack that demon god. I was just holding the sword, using the side of the sword, like dusting off dust, on the demon god's enormous claw. He gently patted it. Smack, a very faint sound. Time stands still. The flow was restored with a roar, and died. The roar of the demon god. It came to an abrupt halt. He lowered his head in terror, starting from the tips of his claws, to his arm. Then came his enormous demonic body, as vast as the mountain moon. No bleeding, no explosions. Instead, it directly turned into the finest black powder, scattered with the wind. One has lived for 100,000 years. Let the entire cultivation world, the ruler of the abyss of despair. I use my sword on the surface, a gentle pat, on the physical level, completely erased from this universe. Not even a soul was left behind. Throughout the year, the abyssal demon clan was shouting all over the sky. Millions of monsters. It was as if someone had instantly choked her throat. Not a single sound came out. Only two abyss remained. The dominator trembled wildly all over in fear. Inside the huge eyeballs, filled with incomprehensible fear. What kind of monster are you? Really? I ignored them. I bent down, using his left hand without a sword, gently picked her up. Lin Qinghan lay in a pool of blood. She wasn't dead yet, but the aura was already extremely weak. The origin of the inland heavenly Tao. To protect her, it had already burned to ashes. He opened his tired eyes. What an ugly sword. Not as attractive as your steel bars. What an ugly sword. Not as attractive as your steel bars. It is quite ugly. You just said. You don't owe me anymore. From now on. Don't be so lonely. Do I agree that you have paid it off? I have 30,000 years of interest, and gives you spatial ripples. Go risk your life. I can't even pay it all, without my permission. Even the king of hell couldn't even think about it. It is recorded in the book of life and death. Write your name. Really, I just... Facing that vast expanse of sky, facing that million-jong abyssal rift from bottom to top, he flicked his sword with an ordinary flick. Whoosh! Suddenly, all sounds vanished from heaven and earth. 100,000 cultivators gathered to watch. All he saw was a pure black line, spreading from the tip of my sword. This line is very thin, so small that it's almost indistinguishable with the naked eye. But it was too fast, so fast that it goes beyond the concept of light. A black line instantly pierced through the sky. It pierced through the abyssal rift. It pierced through the two fleeing demon gods. It pierced through the millions of demon armies. If you dare scheme against him again, next time, I will cut you down. He acted on his own heavenly Tao, a massive heavenly Tao eye. He trembled violently. Then, like a startled saddle lip, closed quickly, hidden deep within the clouds. He floated. It was completely floating. I withdrew my gaze. Lower your head, looking at Lin Qinghan in his arms. The abyss is destroyed. The way of heaven submits. The power of laws was reshuffled. Golden rain fell from the sky. This rainwater contains the purest vitality. It landed on Lin Qinghan. Where's the monster? Dead. The abyss, that's it. You're done with it. Otherwise, let's keep them for dinner. I casually thrust my sword into the ruins nearby. Then I lifted him up horizontally with both hands. Let's go. Where to go? Come home. Your Wuji soup is almost gone. 100,000 cultivators lay on the ground. He watched helplessly as the one who had just slashed through the back with a single sword strike. A peerless sword immortal who dominates the entire universe. Just like that, holding a mortal woman dressed in modern clothes. He left behind the strongest immortal sword in the world. Step by step, he walked back into that tattered sword. No one dared to speak up to ask her to stay. No one dared to touch the sword embedded in the ruins. The rusty clay pot brought from earth inside the sword seed. Steam was still bubbling from the earthen stove. Fortunately, the heat was just right. not overcooked. I put Lin Qinghan in the courtyard, on that worn-out rattan chair, then go over and lift the lid. The rich aroma of meat and herbs hit the air. I served 2 bowls of soup. He brought it to the stone table in the middle of the courtyard. The afterglow of the setting sun shone over the sword seed. To those cold broken swords, coated with a warm layer of gold. Lin Qinghan draped himself in my wide grand robe. He walked over to the table and sat down. I remember more than 3 years ago, on that rainy night on Earth. You also brought me a bowl of soup like this. No salt was added that day. You said that at the time. I owe you a loan shark. Can't afford soup. I'll compensate you for myself. Now. I was just trying to save you. Almost died. Are we truly inseparable? Lin Qinghan. There is no usury in the cultivation world. There is only cause and effect. I saved your life. I stole your heavenly Tao origin. Your cultivation, your people, it's all me. You want to settle things with each other. I want it. How could I pay it back? Use all the remaining time. Accompany me through the next 30,000 years. If that's not enough, then add another 300,000 years, until this universe reboots, the Milky Way extinguished. All right. I'm not running anymore. The husband. Time to have some soup. The taste is a bit salty. But that was the taste of tears. It is also the human world. The most beautiful taste. Others mean well. Get lost. Who grows porridge so unafraid of death? How dare you show my eyebrow at this moment? The will of the heavenly Tao, to please me. He was willing to spend his primordial energy to transform into a god and attend the wedding. The will of the heavenly Tao. The great man is wise and wise. This is a world stone condensed from the outer core. The mistress wears it on her body. In this universe, all laws are invincible. The spirit deepens. Even if you go out, just casually pretend to kick the ball, you can always find top quality freshness. All right. The body was withdrawn. You may leave. From now on, don't thunder over buildings unless necessary. Yes, yes, yes. The smaller ones are definitely elite. A certain elite. You have cast the heavenly will like this. How will the universe continue to operate in the future? What's wrong? Don't move. District. A fairyland district, and dare to peek. The heavenly Tao origin within you. The origin is not that simple. It wasn't me. The cosmic barrier is torn apart. The gate of ascension. Someone is about to ascend. No, not ascension. It is the upper realm. Someone came down. The lower realm. Turbid air surged to the sky. It's truly infuriating. Found it. Helplessly, the great Luo heavenly emperor of the immortal realm sat down, guiding the immortals, Lei Xiao. Just like Luo Yilin Qinhan, this is what my great Luo heavenly emperor lost last year, the spirit of Hongmengzi. It was also a rare immortal heaven Tao classic. The heavenly emperor bestows upon you the ascension to the immortal realm. If one does not become an immortal emperor, I immediately knelt down at the immortal pool, and returned for the sake of the immortals. Immortal. pond, the immortal pool of the heavenly emperor. But the problem is, the person he wanted to snatch was that person, the sword immortal's wife. This immortal must be tired of living. That one. They are on top. I probably don't know your temper after that. You sit at home. Once the dish gets cold, it doesn't taste good. I'll be back soon. Don't make it too bloody. Today is our day of great joy. All right. Reckless, where did this utterly unknown ant come from? How dare you block my path? Get lost. The ants of the lower world don't know their place. The immortal envoy descended, and did not return to camp. Do it. What did they say? You just said. You want to let my wife be. To give what heaven and earth should I do as a concubine? Bold. The Hongmeng purple lacquer within him belonged to our great Luo heavenly emperor. I am an envoy from the immortal realm. You dare to kill immortal soldiers. The immortal emperor would never let him go. No? Kill me. I am a servant of the great Luo heavenly emperor. Today is my wedding. I held a broom. My wife said it's not suitable to see blood. Go up there. Is there black-bone chicken on top? Yes. The dueling red stew from the immortal realm should taste quite good. And that so-called imperial garden of the great Luo heavenly emperor. It's perfect for planting some scallions and cilantro. The door was briefly closed. Go up there. Is there black-bone chicken on top? Yes. The 9 nether souls of the immortal realm. The stewed soup should taste pretty good. And that so-called imperial garden of the great Luo heavenly emperor. It's perfect for planting some scallions and cilantro. Let's go. Go see the one called the great Luo heavenly emperor, whether to rely on or not. What harm is there in demons and calamities? He actually destroyed the ascension platform, a fierce battle of the heavenly net. Husband. Lord. I'm a bit hungry. Let's go eat. It was too quiet. The buildings here are cold and immaculate. The immortals on the road all wore stern faces, like a group of emotionless wooden figures, cultivating immortality to the end, emphasizing the supreme principle of forgetting emotions. They lived for hundreds of thousands of years. I've long forgotten how to laugh. I don't like it here. I like places with a lively atmosphere. Let's open a small restaurant. Just treat it as a honeymoon. This shop is over, so I want it. This? Are they no longer writing about selling mortals? The immortal had long since closed his bones. Who would eat something condensed from such turbid air? Why does it look a bit like sword wood? Impossible, impossible. The sword wood couldn't even cut through heaven and earth. The husband. Should we do some promotions? For example, drinking soup and giving away immortal bodies. No need. They don't eat. I'll stew it for you. What a lousy shop. How dare you open it right across from my young master's elixir pavilion? The whole street was filled with mundane, foul air. Smash it for me, young master. Wow, this mortal woman really has a pretty good skin. Even rarer was the spiritual aura of this innate Tao body. Young lady, why run a shabby restaurant? Why not come back to the residence with me? Your Tao of longevity is now so arrogant. You dare kill me. I am the nephew of the great Luo Heavenly Emperor. Master Lei Xiao is my own brother. You're doomed. My soul, burn him alive for me. Husband, that is the soul of the 9 netherworlds. This chicken is good, the meat is firm. It's just that he's a bit angry. Before stewing the soup, you need to blanch it first. Go to the backyard and get some cilantro. Today, I'll add an extra meal for you, no? Urgent. Let me finish stewing the chicken, then I'll deal with you. Alright, what a divine treasure stew this soup. You just said, the great Luo Heavenly Emperor is your relative. Great Immortal, spare my life. Great Immortal, spare my life. Thor is my big brother. The Heavenly Emperor is my eldest uncle. Please help me. I'll give you as many wishes as you want. A bit of wood. Sure enough, it's not as tasty as Earth's Wuji. Did your uncle issue an imperial edict? To make a mortal woman from the lower realm, to become his 99th concubine. How do you know? That was calculated by the Tianji Pavilion a few days ago. It is said that in the lower realm, there is a woman who possesses the primordial purple energy, able to help heaven and earth break through to become the supreme immortal lord's leader. Oh? That woman. She's my wife, the woman Tiandi had his eye on. She is already married. And her husband is a monster who can instantly stew the Da Luo Golden Sword Halberd Corpse Divine Beast. This isn't just about stealing women. Damn, they stole an ancestor. The demons of the lower realm poisoned my immortal stone, and destroyed my ascension terrace, and killed my divine emperor. Today, I was supposed to have you get the golden bones, lock that woman inside the demon suppression tower, endure the torment of countless fires burning the heart for lifetimes. Uncle, save me, kill him quickly. So noisy. Your uncle's Dharma form is too noisy, affecting us Dumiyue. The knife was a bit curled. Next time, I'll have to put in a bit more effort. This 9 nether spirit rift really tastes better than Wuji's. The spiritual energy is abundant. I feel like I'm about to break through again. That's good. Soon, many eras will probably come knocking to you. Let's clean up the shop first. The lower realm. What's so scary about the lower realm? The local myriad law's golden body. It was actually an innate spiritual treasure shaped like a kitchenware. Annihilated the entire garden with a single blow. This is an exaggeration of the people. Your Majesty, I am willing to lead 1,000,000 heavenly soldiers. Immediately suppress the lower realm. This tower, fool. He was on the great way of eternal life. Quick, go and invite the ancestor out of seclusion. This person carries great karma. If you do not kill him, our great Luo Xinji will suffer eternal calamity. Who dares to act so recklessly in our great Luo Imperial Guard? Ancestor, someone destroyed the Ascension platform. He even cut Sua's hairstyle. He possessed an extremely terrifying chaotic artifact. What you use dares to spread on my turf. Even if the Dao ancestor of his sexual desire came, I want to skin him alive too. Raise your troops and follow me to the path of eternal life. It was this mortal. Replying to the ancestor, it's him. Every small detail is superior. Our great Luo ancestor has personally arrived. Hand over your chaos artifact now, and abandon his own cultivation. Kneel and accept death. You are the management of this immortal realm. Forgive this arrogance. Let me see what kind of person you really are. Old. Ancestors, hurry up and do it. Put him down. Ancestor. Xiaoxian Da Luo, paying respects to the Supreme One. Children in heaven and earth are blind to the pearls. Clashed with the Supreme. The little immortal deserves death 1,000 times over. Please, Supreme, spare a way out for the Da Luo heavenly sword. You're making quite a big show of it. No, it's not about the show. Xiaoxian heard that Supreme Zhu had opened a restaurant here. Xiaoxian, came down from the heavenly court to celebrate with you. I happened to come and apply for the job on the side. Apply? Those idiots above, hurry up and get down to pay respects to Xu Mu. From today onward, the heavenly court is dissolved. Ronaldo went to everyone first, resting and returning to Wuji Hall. Half a pavilion is lamented for money. Dry. Clean point. If there's even a bit of oil stain. Today, I'll skin you alive and tear you apart. Stew it to add a side dish to the mistress. Yes, it must be polished to a bright shine. Old Li, that jade thunder in the 9th heaven is truly extraordinary. Cool fire is really impressive. We've all gotten even more immersed. The husband, let's just open a small restaurant. Is there really a need to take down all the senior executives of the heavenly court? Are they all brought here to be waiters? Why not? My wife opened a shop. The scene must be performed. If they don't do it well, tomorrow I'll switch to another universe. Go capture a few gods. Come over and wash your dishes. Serving the dishes. Madam, please try it. This is the Fire Virtue Star Lord using Samadhi True Fire. It was slow cooked for 2 hours. The meat is absolutely tender. It really is delicious. I'll reward you with a mid-quality snack. He thanked the mistress for the reward. I looked at Lin Qinghan's happy expression. The string in my heart that had been taut for 30,000 years, becoming incredibly soft. Invincibility is lonely, but if he could use this invincibility, in these myriad worlds, hold up the safest sparks for him. So this is invincible. That gives it meaning. Your Majesty, Xiaoxian has something to report. 3 days later, It will be once in 10,000 years. The peach blossom gathering of all heavens and myriad worlds. The location was right next door in the divine realm. The god king of the divine realm sent an invitation. Speaking of the great Luo immortal realm this time, if you summon the 9 divine immortal veins as fragmented work, he will destroy us. Look, if the employees in this store were wiped out, who will cure the matriarch's acne? A grand gathering of peach blossoms. Wife. Ate chicken for a few days. Want to eat peaches? Is it sweet? If it's not sweet, let them plant peach trees, completely uprooted. Tell that so-called divine emperor. 3 days later, Blackbone Chicken Soup restaurant closed for 1 day. Go to their immortal domain for team building. It's over. Those bastards from hell. Who are you to mess with? Offending this ancestor. Ready to be used as fertilizer. Plant grass and trees. Every wooden plank on this boat, I personally drew them all from them, the highest law of the universe, and condensed into a form, let alone a void storm. Even in the Big Bang, it happened at the bottom of the ship, a slight jolt from the people on the boat. You can't feel it at all. Ancestor, you say the Supreme One. This time, he went to the divine realm. He planned to use a few moves, wipe out that old bastard God King. A few moves. What is a God King compared to? He was worthy of the Supreme to make a move, I bet. The Supreme only needed to cough. The heavenly Tao of the divine realm. You have to kneel and sing life blessing. Yes, yes, yes. The old ancestor made a good point. Be quiet. The car was already sleeping at noon. Almost there. Arrived. This is the wild summer louse from the bottom of the world. They can't even afford a decent African country. Look at the clothes they wear. Still writing. Wuji Hall. Is this a branch of some beggar sect? Stop. 8,000 divine realms. Today, the 10,000 realms defection conference is being convened. No invitations. There are no broken communists. Get out of the divine realm. Those who destroy it perish with both spirit and spirit. Jiang Tian, go. Put some eye candy on the divine general. Alright, he is the ruler. He became the supreme overlord of this world. Why is he wearing this? His Majesty the Divine King has issued an edict. This time, the great Luo immortal domain must hand it over. Jiuchu fresh sold broken communist goods. Otherwise, the existence of the great Luo immortal domain would be unnecessary. What about your broken communists? Crush your mother's communal reigns. You're blind to your dogs. I didn't see the owner and his wife at our Blackbone Chicken Soup restaurant. Come unite today, hurry and clear the way, and have your God King wash the best peaches and bring them out. If it upsets our boss's wife. Today, I'm going to take you to this lousy Nantian Divine Gate. He dismantled firewood to make a fire. Crazy. Sister Da Luo must have gone mad. How dare they act so brazenly on the territory of a God King? Spare me from death. Boss. They refuse to receive him. Still want to hit your boat. Take it. Hang it at the shop in trance as a lantern. Thank you for the reward, boss. 2 half-step Divine King mirror goalkeepers, instantly defeated by Tamzi, and it was twisted into a lantern. This young man, what kind of monster is this? Let's go. Go in and taste the peaches. Your Majesty, the great Luo Heavenly Emperor and others arrived. They are real. Selling the 9-spinning celestial official to the Phoenix platform. Otherwise, today, strip him of his former imperial position. Great Luo Heavenly Emperor, what do you mean by that? And who are these two? How dare you act recklessly in my Divine Emperor Palace? Did your Da Luo want to be wiped out the night before? This is the best peach in your myriad worlds. Small size, divine power is broadened early. The most crucial point is, this peach is repeating itself. A brazen ant. No matter which madman from the lower world you are. How dare you insult my divine domain today? I'll make sure your soul is destroyed, the innate Tao essence. Moreover, it contained a trace of primordial power that transcended this universe. Heaven aids the Emperor and grants mercy. I'll spare your life. Offer the woman beside you to me as a dual cultivation slave to me. I can reward you. Actually, I have a pretty good temper. My wife wants to eat peaches. He came all the way here. You feed them thorns with wormholes. I wasn't angry either, but he shouldn't have had such disgusting thoughts about her. This peach tree is planted in your divine realm. It was wasted. You guys are heading to the backyard. Dig up that mother peach tree for me with its roots and up. Move back to our restaurant to guard the house. Yes. As for you, since the peach tree needs to be transplanted, just happen to be short of some high-quality fertilizer, I see your divine path origin. It's quite fitting. No? It's over. Take it back and place it under the tree roots. Peaches will come at the end of next year. There shouldn't be a recurrence. Wife, the peaches here aren't tasty. We took the trees home and planted them ourselves. Good, okay, alright, then you can make cement peach juice. Let's go. Back to our blackbone chicken soup. Today, the team building event concluded successfully. Dig deeper, the roots are all large. Alright, boss. If you eat just one, I can still become a Tao ancestor on the spot. What are you daydreaming about? Don't you need to sweep away fallen leaves? The husband, this tree is growing beautifully. Opening today, let's launch a new product. It's called Immortal Purple Gold Peach Juice. I'll listen to you. Go juice it. Be careful, don't cut it to the hand. Immortal Pressed Purple Gold Peach Juice, just 2 mid-grade spirit stones. This is clearly the greatest charity across all worlds. The law of time. Interesting. Fruit. The juice actually contained the essence of something transcending the river of time. Helplessly, the river of time and space, curse, this cup of worldly things, able to enter the mouth of non-being. It is your great creation. This is the sands of space-time. Within it lies the power of time formed by opportunity. Consider it a reward for you. Wait. What are you giving me? Mortal, your ignorance can be forgiven. That is the sign of time, and with this you can reverse the light. Yin means returning to the past, or seeing through the future. Sorry, I don't accept foreign currency. It clearly states, 2 pieces of mid-quality snacks per cup. No snacks, even some gold or silver is fine. Who are you trying to fool with a glowing glass bead? Ordinary people, you are trying to provoke the embodiment of time. Since you don't know how to stay calm, that borderless shop, along with this rough and sensitive shop, completely erased from this space-time, let you be in the past and future. Never to be gone. Young man, you play time in front of me, like wetting your face in the Pacific Ocean. Trying to change the salinity of seawater is just as ridiculous. You. How dare you hit me? I am the one and only throughout all eternity. I have clones across countless timelines. You can't kill me. Really? Now there is only one. Drink my juice. If you don't pay, you still want to smash my land. Who gave you the guts? Dining out on my turf. Wash it clean, Xiao Xiao Ju. The plate on the left still has a bit of oil. The boss said it can't be cleaned properly. No dinner today. Helpless about the Lord of Time. Without a single thought, the era has changed. Why am I washing dishes here? And forbidding the use of magical arts. Wash by hand. Experience the joy of labor. Yes. What an unparalleled opportunity. Senior, may I ask about the kitchen? Are there really so many plates to wash every day? Dream on. You're new and still want to grab the work. Usually, these plates, but the Fire Virtue Star Lord and several former kings competed to wash it. What? No one can compete with me for the dishwashing job. I am the master of time and space. My hand speed is 10,000 times faster than yours. The dishwasher at this restaurant. I'm definitely going to take it. The husband. Did that silver-haired guest pay? No money. So I had him work in the kitchen to pay off his debts. That's good. We're running a small business, and cannot lose the principal. This? The ruler of the Chaos Alliance realm. It is a famous place. Wife, you settle the score first. I'll go out and take a look. These days. Why do people always like to do it while others are on their honeymoon? Such a grand spectacle. It smells so good, if it could be devoured locally. Local people can break the boundaries between life and death, achieving true eternal immortality, and conveyed the imperial decree. Flatten this restaurant. Extract all souls and refine their souls. This tree has been rooted and sprung up. Don't keep coming and going. Where did these ignorant mortals come from? How dare he shout at his majesty Ming without shouting? Bring this king to die. Turn into my food. What? Monster, this emperor is the ruler of the realm of clarity. I am neither dead nor extinguished. I am in control of all death, and grant this emperor the chance to die. Why can't I remember anything? Capital. If it weren't for being so ruthless, mistaken at your shop, little ghost, get lost right now. Get back to the ice realm now. The husband. Just now, several realm lords from the neighboring cultivation universe. I smelled the fragrance of our Pantaoji, using cross-border Transhan Yujian to make a 500-fold increase in electricity. But no one in our store delivers the goods. Who says no one is here? It's not about having a ready-made player. Chess player. The boss thinks I'm wearing a good outfit. The boss of the Lord of Time and Space. She's still in the kitchen scrubbing plates with her hands. The boss asked you to deliver food to you. My hand is about to hit you. Besides, take a close look at the vest you're wearing. This? What an unparalleled chaos treasure this is. Stop smiling foolishly. These 500 cups, it must be delivered within half an hour. Poor reviews deduct wages. The supermarket will turn you into gambling soup. Do you understand? I understood. Boss, rest assured, guaranteed timely delivery. Carriage, charge for me. Oh heavens! Could this be the legend? It symbolizes the origin of the heavenly Tao in the vast world, the primordial cycle of primordial chaos. Can this thing be used to make tomato scrambled eggs? Heavens! This symbolizes a specific region, a supreme sacred artifact of the origin of the heavenly Tao in the brand new Great Thousand World. If it were outside, it is enough to trigger the top-tier blood rain fierce side across all heavens and worlds. As long as it hatches, it is the innate ruler of all worlds. Oh, that is, these belong to free-range native eggs. That should be quite nutritious. Boss, think twice. This is the embryo of the heavenly Tao. If you stir it up, Britain itself could cause this universe to collapse in an instant. Get away, don't get my apron dirty. But boss, even if you want to stir things up, our shop doesn't have a match either. This egg's tomato. That's true. Ordinary tomatoes. It really doesn't deserve such native eggs. Look, isn't there a tomato now? Handle, holding the world-ending red lotus, mashed into a tomato. Boss, you need to cook. Stir-fry eggs. This? It's like a cosmic explosion of blood. Me. Breaking through to the point of being out of view. Just because he took a sniff, the taste of tomato scrambled eggs. My dishes weren't washed for nothing. I'm willing to spend my whole life here. New. Native eggs. It smells so good. The husband. These eggs are so tender. Slippery, and the tomato is sweet and sour, especially appetizing with rice. Who is it? Who erased the imminent birth? The ninth universe heavenly Tao. Who is it that will hold the supreme primordial chaos? It transformed into something belonging to the father of the nation. This is the heavenly Tao driving paper. This is the Lian divine emperor and the lord of time and space. Everyone has to avoid third uncle's presence. Discover an unusual team. Devouring the origin of the heavenly Tao. The crime is unforgivable. Activate the ultimate annihilation program. The husband. Why is it so noisy outside? Is it thunder? It's fine. Honey, you eat first. I'll go take a look. It might be the patrol envoy. Or maybe they're looking for trouble. They usually like it. Turn on the loudspeaker and shout, "Hey! You guys! Do you know that while eating nearby, shouting loudly, it is extremely uncivilized behavior? Also, and who allowed you to stare at my wife with such dirty eyes? You are." A mythical existence. None. Legal information, unstoppable. And you, who are you staring at with such wide eyes? The Heavenly Tao Patrol Office, right? You mean the inspection room, right? The highest elimination procedure, right? Wait for you to eat again.